Hey, welcome to today's Sale Insight. I'm Paul Martinelli. Today we're going to tackle 7 objections that we all have to know how to address. And this is a 2-part video. Remember, follow our system for when and how you face these objections so you don't break rapport. You can have the perfect response, but if it's used at the wrong time, it fails completely. This is why we want to follow a proven system. Remember, all of these have as their root the same thing. All these objections, they're all the same. It's uncertainty. The objection tells us exactly where they have uncertainty, so we can address it by building both emotional and logical certainty in those areas. But also notice, the objection is never as straightforward as we would want it to be. The prospect's not going to say, this is the area of uncertainty they have. What they're going to say is, let me think about it. Or they're going to say, send me some more information. So let's take a look at these. Number 1 is the price objection, right? And this is concerns about the cost of the product or the service. This makes up about 20 or 30% of all objections. An example is they'll say, it's too expensive, or we don't have this in a budget. Number 2 is the needs objection, right? This is when they're uncertain about the doubt or necessity of the product or the service. Do they really need it? You're going to find that this comes up about 15 or 25% of all the time. An example is we don't need this right now, or they'll say, I'm happy with my current solution, right? They took your call, they filled out all the opt-in forms, they got on the call with you, but they're happy with their current situation. Maybe not. Maybe they're just uncertain about you. Right? Number 3 is the urgency objection, right? And this is the hesitation about the timing of the purchase. They're going to make the purchase, they're going to do it, but they're just going to wait a week or a month or till next quarter. This makes up about 10 to 20%. They're going to say things like, we need more time to decide, or that it's not a priority at this moment. So, again, think about why you're on the call with them. They opted into all of your marketing. They filled out the form. They got the free, whatever you were offering for free. They signed up. They made the appointment. They kept the appointment, but it's not a priority right now. No, I think they're just uncertain. Let's look at number 4. This is the trust or credibility objection, right? This is where they have uncertainty in trust or credibility. And they'll talk about the concerns about the reliability of the product of the company. And this makes up about 10 or 15% of almost all objections. And they'll say things like, I've never heard of your company, or, I'm not sure that your product will deliver the results that you promise. Again, this is them telling you where they have areas of uncertainty. And in this case, it's their trust or credibility. And you have to build emotional and logical certainty. Number 5 is the authority objection, right? This is issues with the decision making and them having the authority to make that decision. This makes up for about 10 or 15% of all objections. And they'll say, I need to talk with my boss, I've got to consult with the board, or I'm not the decision maker. And it's interesting because all through the intelligence gathering, in the first 4 seconds, right? And the reason for the call, in all the phases leading up to you asking for the order, they projected themselves as a decision maker. And now when it's time for them to make the decision, now they need to consult with somebody else, or now they're going to say that they're not the decision maker. Again, this is a smokescreen for uncertainty. Number 6 is the fit objection, right? And this concerns about whether the product or the service fits with their specific need. They're not sure that it's an exact fit. This makes up for, again, about 10 or 15% of all objections. And so, they'll say things like, your solution just doesn't meet our needs, or we have unique requirements that your product can't address. And again, what they're telling you here is you have to get to work. This is your opportunity to roll up your sleeves and say, I completely understand. Let me ask you this. Does at least the idea make sense? Does the idea make sense? And if it does, yeah, well, let me share more with you, right? And go right back in. And this is where stacking social proof and coming in with authority, those 2 principles of influence can build certainty. Number 7, this is the comparison objection, right? This is compares to other of your competitors or other solutions that are there. This makes up about 5% of all objections. And so they'll say, well, you know, your competitor's offering a better deal, or I'm looking at other options. Again, if they were certain that you could solve their problem, if they were certain that you, your company, your product could absolutely solve their problem right now, they would jump in and buy. So tomorrow, I'm going to share how best to deal with each of these. And when you understand and prepare for these common objections, you're going to significantly improve your effectiveness and all of your close rates. It allows for strategic responses that address concerns directly and constructively that pave the way for more successful sales. Lastly, always remember, people decide on the emotion and justify with logic. So your emotional tonality is critical in your ability to future pace them to a desired state. That's what's going to help connect with them at this emotional level. Remember, experience is the best teacher. So apply what you've learned in this video, and you're going to find that it's going to pay off big dividends. I'll see you tomorrow with part 2. Be well.